Welcome guys, this is Zombie Mutant and I'm going to be showing you how I went through the build of the fan blade here. It's pretty simple as long as you got the two add-ons. We're going to go down to rough military stretcher. We're going to split the stack and we're going to do two since we can't do a large fan blade, otherwise it lags. Then we're going to do construct with these two items to make immaculate construction go through it. And for the shape, we're going to want to move it down to floor. That way it's nice and flat. And I'm going to want to get the top of this bed and the bottom of that bed together. So we're going to auto size just to make sure it's up to date. And we're going to change the length on the Z section until it's where we want it to be. Now with it where we want it, we hit save and exit. We'll go into essential housing tools. And Y is my selection tool for the key binding. You can use whatever. We'll do clear clipboard, copy selection, and paste from inventory, which will paste it directly on top of it in the exact same location. If you move the movement all the way to the right, it will rotate it about 90 degrees almost exactly, if not exactly. And then just fine-tune tweak it from there to wherever you want the layout. I'm going to be trying to get these two boards here to line up on the corner. Alright, now with those, we're going to select the other two for 4 selections. Clear the clipboard. Copy selection and paste from inventory, and that'll give us half of a fan pasted on there. Full rotation, 2 turns, and then we just fine tune the spacing on that one. And keep in mind, forward is depending on which way your character is facing, not always the view of your screen. Alright, now with that, we can go ahead and lay the centerpiece if you wish to have the centerpiece as well. And I'm just going to be using a rough crate lid. I'm actually skipping the immaculate construction since I'm just using one. After doing it, I really should have used immaculate construction because the visual from top to bottom is definitely easier to manage, as you'll see here in a second. Yeah, I pulled it too far up, so I'm going to have to move it down and move it over a little bit. So this is where I'm going to go ahead and select it in Essential Housing Tools. And then I'm going to adjust the height by moving it down. And then fine-tuning it to where it's going to be about center of the windmill. Alright, now with that, I'm going to keep that selected. And I'm going to also select all the fan blades. In total, if you do the same build I'm doing here, you'll have 9 selections. Alright, and don't forget, put it on full movement. And I'm going to rotate it with pitch or yaw. Alright, and now I'm going to bring it this way, which I forgot here. My character is facing that way, so forward would actually be the way. I turn my character, and right is now the proper way. As you can see, I've already got the fan built and in place there, so I'm just going to move this one out of the way, and I'm going to get to the animating scene of it. And for the animation, you will want to make sure that all pieces are selected. So I'm going to select this one, all 9 pieces. And we're going to be on new scene, hit record. Determine how far you want the fan to rotate each frame. And I do suggest not using a small movement unless you want it to take a long time, or it's going to be a short, quick movement. And sadly for this, there's no way to get a smooth run. Alright, with a full 360, we're going to stop and actually delete the last frame. That way it's almost all the way around. This way, whenever it's on loop, and the last frame plays and it goes back to the first, it doesn't have a slight hesitation. Alright, I'm happy with that, so I'm going to rewind it all the way to frame 1. Then we need to save it as windmill on. Alright, and now we're going to hit new to start a new frame, or a new scene, sorry, and leave it on frame 1. And for this, it's going to be the off state, so we just need the one frame, and it's going to be windmill off. And then the next step would be triggers. Make sure you hit new, that way it loads all the scenes you just saved. Type in windmill on or whatever animation that you're wanting to turn on. And you can do select an item, but you can see I don't have that clockwork thing there anymore because it kept glitching. So I'm going to do it as activated by a say. So we're going to be activated by any one section. And the phrase will be windmill on. And play the animation scene, windmill on. We're going to save that. And now we can do another new trigger. Name this one windmill off. And the same thing, we're going to go down to specific phrase for say, tell, or whatever. And it's going to be windmill off. And play animation scene windmill off. I'm going to go ahead and say up top I have disabled triggers check marked. Make sure that is not on, otherwise it will not work, as you'll see here. It takes me a second to realize it. And I forgot I'd also turned off all chat. So I'm going to turn say back on. Try the windmill on, notice it's not going to work. Then I have to go back in and figure out why I didn't. Which, like I said, it was just the disable triggers check mark, make sure that's off. There we go. Alright, just to be sure, I hit save again. And now we can try windmill on, say again. And it turns on. And try and windmill off. And although it looked like it stopped where it was, it really just went back to the way it was at the beginning of the first frame.